Evening, freaks. I'm here to give you the collective weekly vibe check. We're doing a wild card read and we're dipping into the collective consciousness, feeling out the atmosphere around us. You see the download there. Never mind the peanut gallery. It's nuts out here, okay? It's nuts out there right now. The energy is pretty all over the place, okay? And so there's really this need to read the room right now, all right? And where things aren't feeling right to you, you just need to sort of disengage. A lot of it is distractionary energy. Of course, this is playing out, you know, on the big collective stage of planet Earth, all right? But it's also happening within our own lives. It's also happening within us, you know, ways that we can sometimes be reactionary. And so this is just kind of picking up the energy that was in play last week. We have to remember right now is really a time of karmic balancing, okay? So a lot of things are shifting. A lot of chickens are coming home to roost, you know. There's some people that got egg on their face, you know, there's uncomfortable situations to navigate, awkwardness around how to do that, and at the same time there's just this amplification of the energy that just makes everybody feel like they want to jump out of their skin, and other people are getting under their skin. All right, so just be aware of this as you move about life, and do your best to, you know, try to keep the calm, keep the peace, let that be your template, and work with the Saturn energy. The Saturn energy is going retrograde, okay? So it's time to go over old ground, you know, look at where you still have those things to tie up, those lessons that you need to tie up, the work that remains to be done. A lot of you need to follow through with something, okay? And you're like putting it aside because you're letting yourself get distracted by, you know, just drama that's going on around you, or maybe other people's bad moods, or, you know, just anything to focus on what you have to do, the work at hand. This is very essential that we do the work at this time, that we don't let ourselves be distracted, that we follow through on things. And I do have something coming up for all of you. Tomorrow, I am opening up my Own Your Fire course, free to the public. Tomorrow, and I will be making an announcement about that when the time comes. I'll also be doing a live tomorrow to kick off our Panchakarma, our community Panchakarma here at Broad Coven. I'll be going live twice a week, and it will be at a set time, okay? Tomorrow, I plan on going live at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? So that would be 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, all right? And you can just kind of figure out where you are in the time zone with all of that. But it's going to be a guided journey, and I'll be also diving in with you all at 11 a.m. on Saturdays as well. And I'm going to do twice a week this go around instead of the every single day live for 40 days. It was just too much for me last time. And I already have an Own Your Fire Panchakarma up here from when I did it the other year, okay? But we have a little different focus this year where we're bringing in Ayurveda, but we're also bringing in metaphysics, okay? So now would be a great time to sort of like commit yourself to the path and doing the work. And this is a free resource for you. And we had a lot of community show up and build last go around for Kapha season, and Pitta season is all about taking action. It is summer solstice today. It is the launch of Pitta season. Okay, well, it's actually building up to that time of summer solstice. Okay, so it's the brightest point in the year. We have the most opportunity to make use of the light. So make use of the light on offer to build the light in your life and take action by investing in yourself. Right? I hope you'll join me. I'll put up a post on the community board too, so you know what to expect and any details. And also, I will give guidance tomorrow when I go live at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to just let you know how you can access that free course and get on board. And our first week is always a prep week. So I hope you enjoy that. And those of you who aren't subscribed, please do. You'll notice in the bottom right-hand corner of the video here, there's a high heel, a red high heel. If you click on that, you can subscribe right from here without even having to leave the read, okay? So just wanted to bring that in and to all the subscribers out there. Really appreciate you. But if you subscribe and hit the notification bell, setting the settings to all, then you can stay updated on everything that's going down here with that Panchakarma coming in. It's really an opportunity to transform your life. Okay, so let's see what we got coming in here. Look at this, man. We have the Two of Pentacles. Like I was saying, everything is really out of balance right now. People are kind of lost at sea. They're missing the boat, you know. They're feeling like everything's upside down. They're trying to bring things into balance. They're having a hard time with it. Things they're juggling are just getting out of control. You know, this is definitely playing out in the realm of romantic relationships. Like people out there juggling a lot of options are finding themselves more confused. They're finding themselves in complicated dynamics. It's starting to get a little messy out there. People are getting emotionally messy out there. There's just a lot of this sort of like scrambling kind of energy. It's also like this scrambling of the senses. And so one of the best things you can do to get stabilized when that's the energy out there is, instead of worrying about, you know, kind of cleaning up things that are going on that you have no control over, because it's just sort of what's happening around you. The people around you are in this place of instability. Then it's your job to just be, you know, that stable grounding point in your own life. So the more you can focus on the day-to-day, you know, maybe those things you put off that you don't really want to do, but you know, like once I complete these things, like this is what leads me to the success that's been missing. A lot of you are like waiting for your ships to come in, but you haven't even prepared the dock for them to come in. Like, you know, they have nowhere to dock. They have nowhere to dock. So it's like time for you to really focus on that, like what you need to do to get things set up so what you do want to bring into your life can come in. For a lot of you, it will serve you to focus on practicalities. You know, are you wanting to improve your health? Are you wanting to improve your finances? Are you wanting to improve the atmosphere at home? Like these are things you have control over. These are things that you can start taking steps on now. You know, you can create an action plan and follow through. And again, you know, we'll be going over that in the Panchakarma that I'm kicking off. So now's the time to put your energy there, follow through on the drudgery stuff. I mean, Saturn loves it when we do that. You know, it can be our anchoring point as everything's kind of swirling all around, because, you know, you have to remember Saturn's been in Pisces. Okay, so it's kind of an interesting energy. There's a lot coming up in the subconscious right now. There's a lot of that Scorpio South Node activation. Everything's kind of getting churned up. We know this because we got that, you know, square Neptune action going on, right? So things are becoming really kind of diluted out there. Things are getting really kind of hazy. There's a big glamour cast over the collective, and the emotions that go along with that, the unstable emotions are also very, you know, present in that mix. We also have a lot of people that are turning to vices or numbing out, you know, numbing out with alcohol, numbing out with, you know, that, you know, toxic love, numbing out with, you know, overeating, overindulgence, you know, just anything to just kind of cut themselves off at the neck and get out of this experience, feel like they can disconnect from this experience, because a lot of people are kind of going to be feeling this sense of overwhelm. All right, and it's necessary, okay, because there's a lot that we need to look at, and collectively we've swept a lot under the rug. So as we wake up to the realities we're facing and the emotions that we've kind of suppressed for a while, a lot of times out of necessity, because there were more pressing demands. We've been through quite a big shift collectively. You know, there's this piece, yeah, you know, there's this piece that, you know, we've been through such a big shift collectively, right? Just with everything that's happened since 2020, where we did what we had to do to just kind of survive, right? We've been like focused on our day-to-day survival. We've been focused on our finances. We've been focused on, you know, our basic security, meeting our basic needs. And simultaneously, there was so much that's happened over these past few years that's been really like emotionally destabilizing, right? Well, now, we're back to this place where we're getting back to life, okay, getting back to real life, whatever that is. I mean, anybody who's tapped in right now knows that it's all open for interpretation. Like everything is shifting, everything is fluid, nothing's set yet. Nobody knows the way. We're all wading through it together. We're all feeling it out. We're all trying to live this life by Braille, And so we're kind of like, the blind leading the blind right now. And the best thing you can do at this time, as your own emotions are surfacing, as things that, you didn't get a chance to look at, this is what I feel like there's been like such a huge period of time we've all gone through where our stability was just greatly rocked in 2020. And it just kept rocking and kept rolling. And now it's like we're supposed to move out there into the world. And meanwhile, there's never been any time or space to be held around processing what we've been through. All right. So we're all like feeling the impact of this. We're all feeling the impact of this and wading it through. And some people learned during that time, a lot of us in the collective learned that, it was easier, to kind of like check out through different vices. Here's that Piscean energy with the Queen of Cups, and here we got Capricorn's energy, which is that Saturn energy, Saturn and Pisces, the devil here. It kind of shows you the contrast and compare quality of that placement, and so a lot of us, we dipped into the Neptunian side of Pisces, and we also have to remember that Pisces also has Jupiter as a ruler, so that expands the Neptunian quality. Now, when that's in balance, okay, when that's in balance, like it can be very much like the energy of the visionary, right? Like really looking at things in a humanitarian way, looking at things on a grander scale. But when we got that Saturn energy there, it limits the expansion. What limits the expansion? That devil energy, the desire to kind of like bypass the experience, to numb out, to kind of trip out, go really far out on the ether so much that you disconnect from the day-to-day reality, like disassociation at an all-time high, illusions at an all-time high, telling ourselves certain stories about things, refusing to take off rose-colored glasses. This energy, delusion, okay, a lot of delusion out there. Look at this being a time when like a lot of conspiracy theories will really pick up, and also, paranoia. It's out there, okay? It's out there because everybody feels really activated, and simultaneously there's this resistance to really like hunkering down and like getting in the mud and the muck of it, to really sort through it, do the work. Okay, so doing this work with the Knight of Pentacles can be really helpful for you right now if you're feeling like these like kind of illusions are overtaking your day-to-day reality. You're having a hard time knowing what to do. You're having a hard time knowing who you can count on, knowing who you can trust. You're having a hard time sorting out difficult situations. Maybe you're dealing with challenging emotional aspects in relationships, and because of this, you've moved a bit into a fear space. Maybe you're dealing with a lot of, egocentrism, just a lot of people in their egos, wanting their way. Ooh, this all wanted to come out as a crossing influence, so I'm taking it. Okay. I think we got the basis of our read here. Okay, so there's a lot of energy working for or against the collective right now. Okay, we have fire sign energy. Yeah, look, it's that energy it's really been a problem. It's been front and center. It came through in the new moon read. It's here right now. We got fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay, with the King of Wands, highly independent energy, with the Six of Wands, wanting that victory, wanting that success, but wanting it at any cost with the Seven of Swords. So this is not a trustworthy energy. There is that vibe out there in the collective right now. There are a lot of people that are just trying to figure out what they need to do to come out ahead. They're not necessarily object to, using you as a footstool to get where they need to go if they want to level up, you know. They don't mind building it off your back, okay? They don't mind building it off your work. I don't know why I got this. They don't mind stealing your work. They don't mind taking credit for your work. They don't mind having you do the work, but yet they get all the glory. They get all the reward while you do without, you know. There's a lot of this sense of feeling ripped off out there, okay? Look, I mean, we got the Lovers in reverse, okay? We got Queen of Swords in reverse, all right? We got the Fool in reverse. We got the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. We got the Seven of Wands in reverse. And we got the Chariot in reverse, okay? Now, up until this point, it's been very interesting in the reads we've been doing for the collective. We've had fire and air working together, and this is important because air feeds the fire. But right now, that's not what we got going on. We got Queen of Swords energy, okay? Queen of Swords represents Libra first and foremost, but Queen of Swords also represents air signs, okay? And that Saturn energy is eventually going to end up, you know, retrograde as it moves backwards into Aquarius, all right? So we got Aquarius energy here. We also got Libra energy that's going to take over that south node when we have the changing of the nodes of destiny in July. All right, so we're coming up to this place. We're coming up to this place, and we also have, of course, Gemini, right? And Gemini is on that same axis as Sagittarius. Sagittarius shares Jupiter as a ruler, just like Pisces, has given his 2 cents, giving his affirmation. So there's also this real, like, expansion we're needing to move into around communication, but communication isn't happening. The Queen's gone cold, you know. This is like harsh communication. This is cutting things off harshly. This is cutting things off harshly because you all have been waiting so long to make a choice. You've all been waiting so long to make a decision that it's sort of like life has to pick up the heat. Life has to pick up the heat to get you going with this Fool energy in reverse. So you'll actually do what you need to do to take the risk so you can have this growth instead of sitting here. Like, a lot of you aren't cutting off what you need to cut off. You're still stuck in this place of trying to make a choice. Is it this or that? Should I go this way or that way? You know, you're very confused. You have an idea of how you can move forward, but you're avoiding doing the work you need to do to actually get this thing in motion so you can get moving. This piece very front and center, like not bypassing your responsibility. Nobody's going to save you, right? You also may need to get a little fierce with this energy, okay? Because what I see here is we got the Seven of Wands, and this is like not having the conviction to follow through on what's needed for the growth, okay? With it in reverse, and this is actually what's blocking things from moving forward with the Chariot in reverse. It's because a decision is not being made. And I feel like there's this message coming out that it's like, you need to look at this energy that is operating out there, okay? So those that are taking action out there right now, they're moving out of this Seven of Swords energy. They're hell-bent on victory at any cost, you know? They're thinking from the place of what serves them as opposed to what's really in the highest interest of all. And we know that this is about avoiding bypassing the work, okay? Wanting the instant gratification, and this is from an amplification of the Neptunian energy operating with that Saturn quality, okay, that devil quality. The solution is in, you know, I hate to say it, but what I'm picking up here, and I'm going to do a confirmation on it, but what I'm picking up is that it's sort of like life is going to turn up the heat and make things so freaking nuts that y'all are going to be so uncomfortable that you're going to be forced to make a change. You're going to be forced to make a change. And maybe what you don't understand is the way that others have been operating around you. And maybe what you don't understand is that now is the time to maybe distance yourself emotionally from it a little bit. Maybe you have been too emotionally ensnared in it. And maybe you do need to practice a little bit of this, like, you know, maybe you do need to be a little harsh. maybe you do need to really cut this off, because what I see is that you're not in this place where, you know, you're standing in your conviction. Instead, maybe you're being a little too accommodating for what others are going through, when, you know, it's because of actions that these people have been taking in their self-interest that it's potentially created a lot of unrest in your life. But your problem is you're holding space for it. And instead, maybe you do need to just definitively cut some people off. Maybe you do need to definitively block some people on social media. Maybe you need to stop being so polite. Okay? That may seem like a strange message, but that's really what I'm getting. Tell me about this Queen of Swords in reverse, Spirit. What do we need to know about this? What do we need to know about this Queen of Swords in reverse energy? Just looked on the bottom of the deck. We got Knight of Cups here, okay? So this might be in relation to somebody who's going to make some kind of romantic advancement towards you. You might need to remember who this person is. You might need to remember, you know, what happened last time. Crossing energy coming out here along with this. Yeah, you know, I think that this is a situation where you're choosing to go your own way, a lot of you, in terms of matters of the heart. We got the Hermit here, you know, where you have people coming back around the bend to maybe you have history with. I think you're wanting some time to kind of find your own center here. I see there's like a strong wanderlust desire, like this desire to kind of like hit the open road, the desire to go on a trip, the desire to take a trip. I got to bring it in because of the Neptunian influence, you know. Take a trip, you know, be a psychonaut, go to the outer reaches of the consciousness. You know, trip out on psychedelics, go on a trip, you know, and some of you are just really wanting to dive into your spirituality. Some of you are actually studying spirituality. You're studying metaphysics. You're wanting to put your energy in this direction. And some of you have some kind of business or some kind of objective, something that has a spiritual component to it. Maybe this has something to do with an employment direction you want to head in, or it requires you to go into a deep place of study. I could even see this be like something like the arts or psychology or philosophy. You know, there's something that you're wanting to learn here. There's something you're wanting to study here. For some of you, it's music, like you have a lot of creativity you want to bring forward in you that came through a really deep emotional process you've been through, you know, that you're having trouble articulating. You know, this is something that actually could move you into a place of financial abundance if you gave it the time that it needed. But I see like you're out of balance is what I'm picking up with this Six of Pentacles here, because it's sort of like you're trying too much to tend to other people who are feeling challenged right now. Maybe you need to understand that you have your own challenges. You need to make more time, more space to process what you're feeling, what's coming up for you, to take care of you. You might be the kind of person who has spent a lot of time holding space for other people. You might resonate with that. You might feel like, you know, people always lean on you, come to you, but you're sort of in a place right now where you're like, look, I'm spent, man. I don't have anything left to give, and I understand you're having a hard time, but I'm needing to find my own sense of balance too. I feel like this is kind of what Spirit's saying. This is where there's tangible growth, you know, because we're looking at the Pentacles energy, which is all about manifestation. And this is about moving forward with that new direction that's inspiring you. It might require you to go your own way, you know. You might need to pull back from spending so much time like focusing on other people, supporting other people, holding space for other people, to sort of just kind of like be a hermit, be on your own for a bit so you can go real deep and pour that energy into what you're building for your future. So you can let it give you that light of inspiration to guide you forward. That's what I got. Yeah, bottom of the deck energy. This will bring you a lot of celebration with the Three of Cups here, okay? There's something that you can't see, and that's that you've been holding yourself back with the Eight of Swords here from the happiness that wants to come in for you. Look at this, the Sun to the Three of Wands. That's those ships wanting to come in for you, but it's sort of like you gotta make the docking port, right? There's got to be a place for those ships to dock. You've been sitting here like feeling all tied up, confused. I don't know what to do. Okay, maybe you don't have your answers yet. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're in the dark right now. Sometimes when you get too much in your head and you can't figure things out, or where your emotions feel really swimmy, one of the best things you can do is get to work. Get to work, get a good workout in, make your schedule, put yourself on a schedule, go for that goal, even if you are at a point right now where, let's say, you don't have any structure, bring in some structure, map it out. How are you going to focus your energy this week? Again, I'm telling you, that's what that Panchakarma, the pit of Panchakarma, Own Your Fire, is all about. So I really encourage you to drop in here at Broad Coven and check out what's going to be on offer, because we're going to create a community of space around this, and we can all help each other out. All right. We all are going through this together. I'm going through it. I know all you are going through it, and we can support each other in that way. And it doesn't have to be about being perfect. It's just about showing up and being willing to do the work and put in the time and energy and invest in your own life in that way, your own inspiration. Kind of give the space for other people to figure their own stuff out, because that's what really empowers people. If you're spending too much time trying to clean up messes around you, you're really doing not only yourself a disservice, but you're also doing those individuals a disservice, because you need to give these people an opportunity to kind of work through their own stuff and get to a place where they'll feel strong and empowered and stepping up into, that next level that's waiting for them if they can just do the work, So you can choose to stay behind and help somebody with their karmic cleanup, but the end result is that you're going to be the one who's stuck. All right. And as you choose to invest in yourself and you leave these people to clean up their own messes, you're going to get a lot of flack. You're going to hear a lot of noise from the peanut gallery. You're going to have all kinds of people laying guilt trips on you, being passive aggressive, acting sideways. You cannot allow yourself to be distracted by that. You just got to focus on your work, because you are stepping into your north node right now. You are stepping into the blessing and the bounty of the north node, that Taurus north node, okay? You're coming into the abundance of the Empress, the growth, that real feeling of, I'm back. I'm back to being myself again. And maybe for some of you, you've never really felt like that. And so this is the energy I'm picking up. Look at that 10 of Pentacles. I mean, I'm picking up, again, big Libra energy with the Queen of Swords. Libra energy, which is going to take over the South node, which is why I think that also is in the South position there. It's representing that changing of the guards when Aries takes over the North node, and Libra's going to have the South node position, okay? We know we're in a karmic balancing time right now, but right now we're balancing out the rough karma, okay? We're not getting the rewards right now, all right? We're just at the start of this. Everything is starting to, build to this head. We're in the montage portion, all right? So what do you want your montage to be? It's time to activate a little eye of the tiger, all right? It's the thrill of the fight. It's time to rise up to the challenge, all right? Rise up to the challenge of rising into that north node of destiny, when you know your value, you know your worth, and what deserves your time, your care, your attention. How are you using your energy? It's a currency. Put your money where your mouth is, okay? Don't just pay it lip service, do the work, okay? And this is actually saying you might need to go a little cold, cut some stuff off cold, Maybe people don't respect your no, Maybe intentionally people are being distracted because they don't want you to, focus on whatever this is. And you may be surprised, people that you normally feel really close to. You might feel like, they purposely stir shit up just as you're about to make something happen for yourself in your life. And this is about you saying, no, this is important. I need to see this through. This is my future. And a lot of you, in order for you to get out of the crossroads and move into this next chapter in your life, that's exactly what you need to do. You need to draw a line in the sand and say, bullshit does not cross over this. And that's the end of it. Straight up. You know, it's also that your truth may be perceived as very harsh because you've held it in so long. And that's kind of like on you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's your bad. You should have spoken to your truth a lot earlier. Let's just see the top of the deck energy here. Yahoo! Yeah, it comes as a tower. It's a continuation of the story, last week. It's like, this is what's up. It's a tower after a tower after a tower after a tower. We are moving into that real disruptive energy, okay? It comes with Pluto in Aquarius. You bring Saturn in, Saturn's like that thunderbolt coming down. It's like, nope, we're going to show you where things are weak, where things need some adjustment here, where there needs to be some temperance, there needs to be some balance. Things have gotten out of balance, okay? It's also like, only you can bring this into balance. Only you can alchemize this situation, and it begins with being honest. It begins with living your truth, even if that means, some people are going to blow their top, even if it means, you blow your mind, even if it means, things are unpredictable, unstable for a while. You don't know what's going to happen. Can you ride out the storm? This is very key, okay? I feel like pulling out some different cards here. I'm going to do a cut of the deck energy here. Yeah, look, we got that Aries North Node is going to be coming in. That's going to be the point of manifesting our destiny. So, if we're going to manifest our destiny, look at this. Look on the other side. We have the High Priestess here, okay? Scorpio South Node action. It's also that Pisces energy, okay? This is very much in play right now with what's happening in Saturn, okay? Very much in play right now. There's also, yes, I was just about to say, we got a confirmation of look at this heavy hitter energy. We got a confirmation of that, okay, with the Hierophant coming in here. We are rebelling, okay? That's what we're doing. We're rebelling against false power structures. It starts with rebelling against the false power structures in our life. It comes through. Let me find the card here. It comes through with that justice, Libra energy, taking over that South Node, okay? So what you're feeling right now is the reverberation of, all of the karma getting cleared. It's almost like everything gets leveled as we head up to that changing of the nodes of destiny. It's an incredible disruption. It's not just happening for us in our own little world, okay? It's happening globally. It's happening in the multiverse. And like I said, it's the montage portion. It's the montage portion. And we're just at the beginner portion of this journey, okay? This reminds me of Frodo for some reason, it's like Frodo is heading into Mordor, he's got to stare into that eye of Sauron, so there's sort of like this questing energy that's here too. Look at it. There's a lot of illusion, there's a lot of delusion, there's a lot of glamour about there as well, and you best believe that those on the occult path, they're out there, they are out there pulling every last stop to, sway, manifest, do what they can. There's also, this piece is really interesting. There's a lot of interesting energy out on the collective atmosphere on an occult level, because there's a lot of people that are magically working to try to bring down these false power structures, okay? A lot of people doing work like this. A lot of people working with the Ellis sigil, okay? Look it up if you want to know what the Ellis sigil is about, but it's a sigil that you can use online to kind of like shift the algorithm, and it's like everybody's kind of tapped in and linked through this sigil. So there's a lot of people that are working to kind of shift the power dynamics, all right? They're working to shift the power dynamics through alchemy, all right? And also through technology, okay? And this is happening both in, shadow aspects and in light aspects, and it's sort of like, it's almost like this. It's almost like a face-off, it's sort of like the battle royale going down right now. Who knows how it's going to turn out? There's a lot of possible outcomes on offer. We could lose our heads and lose the plot. We could succumb to temptation to buy into the American dreams. Just as I see this, there's this real big fat, oh my goodness, it looks like a black widow on the web outside of the window. There's this big fat spider there, we got to remember, like, spider medicine, it can be all about creativity, it can be about connectivity, it can be about weaving that cosmic web of creation and taking our active part in it. It can also be the ties that bind. It can be the webs of deceit that we can get tangled in when we don't look at things honestly as they are. Again, working with the Saturn energy to ride this one out, like, get rooted in reality. Get rooted in reality. And this is what's going to help you, because you can go for these castles in the sky. You can be deluded by riches or be out for victory, head into that competitive realm, or you can, get all lost in fantasy. But you really don't know what you're going to get, okay? Because that cup, that ace cup that Spirit's going to hand you, what's in that remains hidden. And a lot of that has to do with the choice you make. What are you going to choose? That determines what you get your cup filled with, okay? It can be something that quenches your thirst, or it can be hard times and bitter tea, okay? So this is about being really teachable, learning also how to wield the fire wisely, masterfully, by understanding that, you're not used to operating in the current climate. None of us are. We're in a whole brand new territory, and we're all figuring it out as we go. So we shouldn't get too full of ourselves, because before we can move into this position of being like master manifestors, we first have to start at the beginning stages. There's a lot we got to learn. Maybe, those of you who have been out there doing workings, if you are in the least bit bypassing your emotional work, it might be time to give it a rethink. You might want to, make sure you're really being aware of your motivations, okay? And that you're not creating more drama for yourself. I do see here that there is something that will come as a bright spot, despite all the craziness of what's going on in the collective right now. But it does require you first to kind of, do the mundane thing, chop wood, carry water, make sure you're feeding yourself properly, make sure that you're, doing what you need to do to handle things on a practical level. Practicalities will keep you very grounded right now, and also make sure you're working toward those goals. But I feel like there is supportive energy. If you do put your focus there, you're going to get a return for your investment, and it might not seem so hot right now, and it may feel like you're not seeing your manifestations come into being, and that doesn't have to be just magically, okay? Even just holding a wish, having a desire, praying for something is a way to cast a kind of spell, try to manifest something in your life. But it's sort of like this message coming through right now, like, Spirit helps those who help themselves. Don't expect some God to come and have a rowboat to fish you out of those turbulent seas. Like, you're going to have to find a way to get yourself to shore. This is very important, an important piece. And so it's like, the more that you actually invest in yourself and show that, yes, I've chosen a direction, like, this is what I want to bring into my life, this is who I am, this is what I represent, this is how I want to step into my next chapter, this is what I'm bringing forward. And the more you invest energy in that direction, the more you're going to start to see synchronicity line up, the more Spirit is going to be on your side. I mean, Spirit's always on your side. Sometimes you just choose to be on the wrong side of the stick, all right? You choose the wrong end. So if you're experiencing a bunch of BS, then maybe it's time to look at, using that stick as like, for discipline, to straighten up that spine, get the work done and carry that water, okay? Like back in the old days, back before you had to like turn on a fucking faucet in order to, get your water. You actually had to go out. You had to go and go to the well. You had to like carry the buckets on your back. You know, there is a piece of that right now. Everybody's really, really exhausted, you know, been going for a long time without that reward, you know, and just going on like this blind faith. But quitting now is not an option. Quitting now is not an option. It's like right before all the magic happens, you know, there's like this cartoon imagery out there. It's on a meme. I'm getting a lot of sentience with this. And it has a man, you know, that's like, he's got a pitch axe, and he's trying to, you know, dig a tunnel underground, you know, through all this rock. And, you know, he's just about to give up, you know, he's just about to give up. And he's just like, oh, he's inches away. He's inches away from the gold. And it's like, that's the energy in play right now, collective. I feel like you can't let yourself be distracted. You can't let yourself be activated right now. You just can't. And if you notice that you're feeling activated, that's kind of a clear sign right now to just get space. Just pull your energy back. Focus on yourself for a little bit. Maybe even spend a little bit more time than usual alone this week. That's okay, right? Yes. Okay. Okay. I mean, here's the thing. It's like, we want this magic, right? We want this magic with the lilies, all right? And it's so interesting because we did it on the hedge, and the whole story, you know, of the unicorn came in, and, you know, labyrinth, and, you know, getting the unicorn back in the end, like, but this is in reverse. And this came up at the end of that reading, that no, you know, we can lose the magic. We can lose the magic if we're too focused on, you know, only what we need, only what's good for us, only having our way. There's a lot of greed. There's a lot of selfishness out there, okay, with this pig energy, all right? This is what more people are aligned to right now. You are going to see people acting like pigs, you know? There's not a lot of cooperative energy out there, and the energy is kind of on the attack this week, okay? It is. Got praying mantis energy here. Look at everybody scattering, okay? So view this praying mantis. I love that there's the UFOs in the background here. Like, we've got a lot of diversions. We got a lot of distractions going on right now. I'm sure y'all have been hearing about the UFO stuff that's been going on in media, all right? So we always have to remember, anytime there's this big push where something comes forward in media, you know, that gets everybody kind of like wondering what's going on, it's really to start to kind of stir up that fear. It's to kind of get people destabilized, right? There's really a need to, you know, maybe not get caught up in the fantasies so much. Look at practicalities. Maybe, again, I don't know why I'm getting this message this time around, but I do feel that, you know, it's sort of like, be greedy with your time. Be a little greedy with your time and energy, you know, because there's people that have no problem kind of encroaching on your space and knocking you out of your center. And as long as you keep yourself in this position where you're not like putting the focus where it needs to be, you're going to lose this opportunity, you know, for that magic. You know, you're going to lose it. So I want to know, like, what is this magic that wants to come in for the collective? I'm going to just do a cut of the deck here. And there's a secret. There's something you can't see right now. And this is really, it's such a carryover energy from last week. There is a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. And no, you're not crazy if things are feeling awkward to you socially, or if you're kind of like, what's going on with this person? Like, there's a lot of stuff coming up. It's also this like point where people are having a really hard time, like sharing where they're, you know, not revealing where they're really at. You know what I'm saying? It's like people are not able to wear the mask anymore. The facade is falling away. There's cracks in the veneer. We're seeing what's really there, you know? And again, that's its own kind of destabilization. So, but the thing is you can't get caught up in this, okay? If it ain't up front, if it ain't clear, or if it in any way feels like, this just doesn't feel quite right to me, pull away. Pull away. You do not need to make any decisions this week. All you should focus on is where your energy can have the most impact, which is in your choices and how you're applying your time and your focus. All right. It's interesting because we have love here. Okay. And that's what nobody is paying attention to. This love landed on the floor. You know, it's like there's so much investment in what people are afraid of that they're not putting their energy on what builds the love in their life. Right. And maybe you feel like love is gone because you've put that love outside of yourself. You've made it conditional. It's all dependent on how somebody treats you, or if somebody accepts you or rejects you. It all depends on things matching the pretty little pictures you have in your head. And if it doesn't go the way you thought it should go, then boo-hoo, it's not fair, and there is no love. And so you end up in this place where you're just fragmented and you're cut off from reality, and you give this more power than it really deserves. You give the fear more power than it deserves. This particular card here, the flame, okay, is all about thinking that something is like really bad, you know, really bad, when actually it's just a little thing, okay? But you got it coming up in reverse, collective. So when we got this coming up in reverse as an archetype, this is saying that we're jumping out of the frying pan and into the fire, and we're the ones who are generating those flames because we refuse to put the focus where it needs to be and save ourselves. Okay, the keys are all inside of us, collective. They're all inside of us, and there's a door of opportunity to open up here, but you're not going to find the keys. They're not going to be illuminated for you until you use that. Where did he go? Until you use that lantern of the hermit, right? By kind of going your own way, spending some time to yourself to shine a light on the keys, which are within you, okay? You can't see the keys that will open up that door of opportunity, the door that leads to the next chapter of your life, if you're allowing yourself be distracted by helping others find their keys. All right, you can't get caught up in what's going on with the peanut gallery. All right, and it is going to be nuts out there, but that craziness, that the over dramatics, you know, that whole thing, it's there to keep you from really like paying attention to what you need to do. So don't let it distract you. Any final words for the collective about how to focus their energy this week? Again, I can't make it up. All right. And some of you, I have to say, there are a lot of people out there who are manifesting. Some of you are just manifesting the wrong direction. You know, you're making choices where you're acting out of your lower natures. You're not really thinking this thing through. And, you know, you're manifesting your own bad luck. Like, you're not taking accountability. You're not looking in the mirror and realizing that if things aren't going the way you want them to, that might actually have something to do with you. You know, it might have something to do with you. And you may have gone and crossed yourself, okay? Crossed conditions are when you've given away your power because you give that power to other people by fearing that they actually have the ability to thwart your progress or knock you off your course. They do not. I mean, they can absolutely try, all right? They can absolutely try. People can put obstacles in your path, certainly, all right? People can try to slander you, okay? They can try to obstruct you, all right? But it's up to you whether you let yourself get sidetracked by that and get so concerned over what people are saying about you when you really could just ignore it, okay? And you can continue to do your thing and follow your path and do the work. And in the end, the proof will be in the pudding. And all of their hard work to try to hold you back is only going to land them in a spot where they realize, damn, I wasted all my time, you know, investing in this, trying to bring this person down. And I'm not only like watching them hit the mark, but I'm sitting here realizing that I wasted my time. If you started focusing on yourself and investing the energy in yourself, you'd have something to show for it too. So it's one of those like proof will be in the pudding kind of energy. It's up to you how you invest this energy, you know? Yeah, it's like bait, okay, with the cat's energy. Cats is all about secrecy, It's about, factions. It's about people doing stuff behind the scenes. Look, we got more secrecy here. Okay. And it's bait. Look at this. It's bait. Do you see the fancy feast sitting there? None of these cats want that fancy feast. They don't want it. It's nothing tantalizing. There's nothing alluring about this mystery and intrigue, okay? So don't get sucked up into it. If something's not clear, if it's not, up front, ignore it. Focus on yourself and digest what you need to digest from the past with that zombies energy. Don't let it feed off of you. Eat that shit up, okay? Eat it up, burn through it, shed this skin. It's Ouroboros energy. This is the point of power. This is the point of bringing things into balance. You notice that Two of Pentacles in the beginning, like it's off balance, right? This is how you bring things into balance. There's a need to digest the old you. There's a need to digest your old identity. There's a need to digest the old way of seeing things. It was 50-55 on the clock when I went into that. This change is coming, okay? And it's because you are ready to rise into your destiny with this queen energy here. You're coming into alignment, synchronicity coming through with the hawk. This is messages from spirit, so do pay attention. You got your soul family coming in, all right? You got your soul family coming in. This is master builder right here, Sagittarius energy. This is you shooting towards a target, shooting for the moon. That best version of your life that you can see for yourself right now, what you're ready to step into. You got to set all of your focus on that. And you got to pull back that arrow and release that quiver and let it fly and do all the groundwork to make this thing happen. And look, there's that snake again, finding its way through the water, finding the way through the emotions, finding the way, trusting the instincts, okay? Going alone, being the lone wolf. You're going to hit that mark. You're going to come into alignment with what is kindred to your soul, where you need to be. But there's some things that you need to cut the cord on. You need to break up with some things. And you need to let these people that have been interfering, distracting you, generating any kind of drama, just let them clean up the mess. You're not here to rescue them, all right? You're meant to be smooth sailing off in toward that thing that's been pulling you forward, all right? And a lot of you, where you're going, it's very unfamiliar, You're not home. You haven't gotten home yet, You think you found your home? You haven't found your home yet, You're looking at a lot of issues that have to do with home. You're looking at a lot of the subconscious influences that came from your childhood upbringing in your home, the way that these still play out in your sense of home within yourself and your sense of belonging, okay? There's something that comes through this week that really changes things for you. It comes through a letter, some kind of message comes in. This could be an email, this could be a text, it could be a phone call, it could be a DM, all right? But there's some kind of news that comes in and it offers you an opportunity to go out in search of that home, to really broaden your horizons. It feels a little destabilizing. It's brand new for you. You might feel like you have no radar to kind of like map it out for you. You don't know how it's going to turn out. You don't know where this thing is going to go, but it's actually a reroute. Look at that 34/7 energy. It's there to align you with your purpose, okay? It's up to you. What do you want to make a deal with the handshake here? You can make your pact with spirit. You can follow the guidance that comes in. You can aim high and you can cut off what's distracting you. Or you can make compromises with what you think will get you by in the moment. But in the end, this is really going to put you in a pinch, okay? Be careful about what you make agreements with. Cut of the deck energy. It's time to pull up the anchor. All right. There's a lot of chaos going on here. I feel like a lot of you are used to being the anchor. You're used to holding it down for everybody. You're used to being the one who always has to kind of rescue somebody out of the mess that they've made. This is about you going, you know what? No, I'm out. I'm out. And that's what I really got with this energy this week, okay? You're saying, I'm out. I've had enough. This is not for me to fix. I got my own lane. I'm focusing on what I'm here to do. And a lot of people are going to judge you harshly for that. A lot of people may have a lot to say about you choosing to invest in yourself for a change and choosing to save yourself. But let me tell you, it's absolutely the right step for you to take. And this is where it all begins to turn around.